Just appreciate everyone working and not doing the, well, I'll come back and get it at the very end because no one else can comment on it. I would cut that off because it's not really appropriate. So just everyone, there's a reason we have that process. Please abide by that during the debate. When we have somebody, in this case, the general counsel, that hopefully can answer it, it gets very awkward. But I don't intend to cut off discussion. But if we do that, it really does allow a good interchange of ideas and comments at the appropriate time. If we don't do that, your meetings just disintegrate. And so that's why my apologies, I wasn't cutting you off because I didn't like the way you voted, but it was a case of we need to follow certain parameters. And so I would just ask, that's why we do those type of things.
Thank you for mentioning that, President Kellogg. I was not aware that we have to explain our vote before we vote, and now I'm aware, and I appreciate your clarification. So
all discussion during the appropriate time. So I would appreciate that. Superintendent President Oakley, congratulations. I think we all embrace, I don't think anyone is sitting here saying that with the student achievement, the devil is going to be in those infamous details on what that actually means. I would tell you from my perspective, and I'm very supportive, because as has been mentioned, I think it's absolutely absurd that what I remember as a 2-year community college has now turned into 5, 6, 7 years. It almost seems to be an accepted practice for our students to be here that period of time. That's really not appropriate for the students or the college, and I believe we're probably going to be forced to really address those issues. So for me, student achievement means getting their academic or their educational goals completed within a period of time that's respectful, and to me, respectful is within a 3-year period, not 4, 5, 6, 7. I know there's conditions, so I look forward to what comes forward on that, and because I think we all agree that something needs to be done, and I'm very supportive of that. As we are, as the discussion about with all the things we do here at the college, we all are trying to do the very best for the students. So thank you for that discussion. And my apologies, Vice President Otto. Usually I turn to you, then I wrap up. But did you have any public comments or trustee communications? My apologies. If you don't, that's fine. We are going to, after your comments, non-agenda items, we have 2 speakers, and then from there we're going to go back into closed session for 2 items. Trustee Otto?
Yeah. I want to start off by apologizing to my fellow board members and public as well for my not attending the last meeting. I had a very dear friend who died unexpectedly in New York, and given his religious tradition, he needed to be buried very quickly, and it was literally on the day of the meeting I was asked to come and participate, and so I chose to do that, and that's why I wasn't here. But I'm particularly sorry that I wasn't here, because in reading the newspapers and both the reporting and the editorials that came about after that, I felt that it was a low moment for this board and this college. It seemed the articles and the editorial seemed to be saying this board needs to get its act together. Now, it was my understanding that the decision was made that we supported our superintendent president in what his vision was for this college, and that therefore we agreed in the face of his stated the possibilities of him leaving to extend his contract. I don't know why that became such a complicated process, but nevertheless, it was a vote of confidence in our superintendent president and his vision and the direction that he is leading us. But I've also developed a real concern, and that is that the way that this board conducts its business is according to a series of rules, state rules and local rules, regulations and policies. And I've come to believe that those rules are being violated in the way we do things, and I won't have that. I think that if we're going to come together as a board, I think if we're going to do the work of this college in a responsible way, that what we need to do is to make sure that each and every one of us abides by what it is that we are required to do. And to that end, I would like to ask that we agendize at our next meeting the issue of whether we are abiding by the rules and whether there are things that need to be investigated or looked into as to how we are engaging in our conduct as board members, and indeed if there are other problems. And I don't think that it's appropriate for a single board member to say, hey, I want to do this, let's do this. And so what I would ask is whether there are other members of the board that would support my agendizing this item for the next board meeting.
Not support.
Okay, Jeff?
And again, to clarify, what, let me ask again for clarity, what are we asking to do when we agendize an item? And the discussion, I don't believe there would.
It's ways for the, it's ways,
Informational- Okay.
it's ways for the board to come together and whether there are, there have been any improprieties in the way that the board's been functioning.
Okay. As I'm pausing and thinking, this is what makes democracy so fun, but also it's, I will, I hear what you were saying and others agree, so I'm going to have to work with the superintendent president to clarify what the agenda item is and what we're actually trying to discuss. I mean, I will make every best effort to do that for all of you in the role of the chair, that you are essentially the one that puts the agenda together, working with the superintendent president, and sometimes you have to really get people to be very clear on what they're trying to do. So I believe I understand it, but I will work with Superintendent President Oakley. Our next meeting, though, is when?
We don't know.
Madam Secretary?
March 24th.
March 24th, which is
In 2 weeks.
in 2 weeks. All right.
We will try our best to have it agendized by the 24th.
All right.
I'm not quite understanding the agenda item.
I will make every best effort to clarify it and discuss with some of the superintendent president to clarify. So that's best I can tell you.
So we're going to be.
You all have challenged me at times with agendas.
You're doing a good job, President Kellogg.
I will work to, and this is for the 24th, and so I'll do my best to agendize something for discussion and discuss, as I've done in the past on items. So, all right.
Just as an FYI, President Kellogg, I announced earlier I may not be able to make it to the March 24th meeting. In case you'd like me present for that discussion, I will be at the council meeting with Council Member Price for the Persian New Year invitation that I announced earlier.
Is that for the whole day, or are you saying you will miss the
It
entire
starts
meeting?
at 4:45. It may or may not. So in case you would like me to be present and engage in the discussion, I just want to inform you that that's where I'm going to be, most likely.
Thank you for
I
letting me know.
suggest perhaps we put this off for another meeting.
Well, let me find out what we can do, and if our meetings run long, but I don't also want you to hurry if that, so you can take time with the council. But let me work with Superintendent President Oakley to put something together and clarify, since there's a lot of nodding heads. So, all right, we'll do the very best on this. And if we have to lay it over, we will. But we'll move forward on that at this time. All right. Thank you for challenging me at the end of the meeting. There are now, that is the end of as far as any future reports. What I'm understanding, this isn't a report that was just requested, so there are no reports that are scheduled at this time. And then so I will move to the public comments on non-agenda items. A total of 3 minutes will be allocated to each speaker. And we have 2 speakers, Karen Roberts and Faith.
She already went. I read her.
I'm sorry?
I read Faith Vermilano's comment.
Oh, Faith left.
Yeah.
Okay. Then Karen Roberts.
Well, that was an act of faith.
Faith lost the faith, went home. Welcome, Karen.
Good evening. I promise not to take more than 3 minutes.
Well, the timer will tell you.
Yes,
Trust
I
me.
know. I saw
You
it up
accused me
there
one time of
earlier.
doing it too fast. Well, now you got a timer looking at you.
So, good news first. Thanks to Trustee Zia and to Vice President Gregory Peterson, wherever he may be, for coming out and supporting part-time faculty during our National Adjunct Walkout Day event. It was very successful. We had the opportunity to pass out stickers and talk to hundreds of students about the working conditions and pay of part-time faculty. Many students were shocked to learn that some of their professors actually collected unemployment between semesters. And some of them even took us up on our mock office hours. A couple people saw their math professor and had a little tutoring session right there. So that was great. They were also shocked to know that we are the lowest paying community college for part-time faculty, and we are. Not by my numbers, those are the district's numbers. So we were told that our average hourly rate is now about 7% lower than Cerritos. You know, I've been doing this a while. We could always say, well, at least we make more than Cerritos, but no longer. So the district showed us our pay compared to Cerritos, 7% difference, North Orange County about a 12% difference, and for some reason they showed us comparison to El Camino, which I teach at El Camino, so I already know there's a 50% difference there. The message here is that we've fallen behind in our pay. And since I have been doing this for a while, this is what I think. I think you know that. I think you know that. I think we just haven't been able to think out of the part-time faculty box. I think that is part of our problem. You know, I've been doing this for years. I've been advocating for part-time faculty. I've been beseeching you and imploring you and any other synonyms that we could use. And I know you value part-time faculty. You tell me you do. I guess I don't really get what the problem is. You know, we filed a grievance over the Me Too clause. We're bickering over 2.38%. You know, this is on top of, you know, I realize we received a 3%. We ratified that. But other schools also received substantial increases. So we're behind, and the part-time faculty is frustrated. They're frustrated over the Me Too clause. We're frustrated that we've had to file a grievance over that Me Too clause. So, you know, I realize there's 700 of us, and a 2% raise for 700, that's a substantial amount, but it's not their fault.
Thank you, Karen. At this time, we're going to adjourn or recess. I always want to say recess to a second closed session where we'll be dealing with item 1.4, public employee discipline dismissal or release pursuant to government code, and item 1.5, AFT negotiation item pursuant to government code. So at this time, the meeting of the Board of Trustees is adjourned to our March 4th? 24th. To our March 24th, 2015 meeting, but we will return to report out for any items from closed session. Without the meeting of the Board of Trustees is adjourned. Thank you and good night.